the Becoming Diaries. How are you all doing today? Before we actually move forward with the video, I just want to say that you are looking very beautiful today and thank you so much for being here. So if you're new here, hello there, I'm Gatha. I'm going to be turning 18 on 13 April 2025. And this is the Becoming Diaries series where I document my journey of becoming the best version of myself. We are going to let go of lots of things like people pleasing, and we are going to talk about self-sabotage, letting go of that, perfectionism, and so much more. And if you want to know more about it, I have actually uploaded the trailer a few days ago. It is linked down below, and definitely go check it out so you can know more about it. So we are starting off this series by being actually reflective, because today we are going to be talking about the 18 lessons I have learned before I turn 18, because to move forward we actually have to look back and learn from our mistakes. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. So now without further ado, let's go and let's see those 18 lessons. Let's go. Lesson number 1. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anything to anyone. We tend to over-explain ourselves, especially as people pleasers. We over-explain ourselves to everybody for anything, but you don't have to do that. Now we are going to understand this through an example. So I'm just going to show you how my past version of myself would respond and what I would do now as my present version of myself from the Becoming Diaries girlies, what I would do. So let's take, for example, your friends ask like, hey, can you help me do this assignment? And you actually don't want to do it because, for example, you're busy or you just want to don't do it. So now let's see how I would respond. OMG girl, I would really love to help you out, of course, but right now I have like 3 more assignments to do and then I have to work on my side project. I'm really sorry I can't do it right now. I'm really sorry, but I will definitely make up to you, or maybe I will just see if I have my calendar open. Okay, is that okay? I'm so sorry, girly. Hey girly, no, I cannot help you with that right now. See the difference? You don't have to do any of that. See how I responded like my past version? You don't have to do that, okay? Because you simply not wanting to do something is a valid explanation. You're just saying, hey, no, I cannot do that is a complete sentence. You don't have to give anything, any explanation, any reasons, because simply you are like, hey, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't have the energy for it. I just don't feel like it because maybe I have like some work, or I just want to take some rest. That's valid, okay? You don't have to feel guilty about it. You're not being rude about it. You're just simply saying no, and that is totally fine. You have free will to do that. So definitely do that and choose yourself, okay? Lesson number 2, be polite but not nice. Now everybody gets confused that being polite and being nice is not the same thing, okay? So we are going to understand that by an example, of course. So for example, your friends invite you to a party, but you don't want to go, you don't have the energy to go. So let's see, how would I respond to that? If I don't go, my friend will be really upset with me. She won't like that. And maybe, you know what? Hey girly, of course that's so sweet of you. And actually I don't want to go, but now you're so sweet and you asked me out. So you know what? Let's go to the party. It's fine, don't worry. Let's go, we'll have fun, okay? I don't have the energy to go out right now. I just need to relax. So I will be like, hey girly, thank you so much for the invite. You are really sweet for that. But unfortunately, I am really not in the energy to go out right now. I just need to stay back home and recharge. So thank you so much for inviting me, but I won't be coming. Maybe next time, but you guys have fun, okay? Bye-bye. See the difference? You don't have to be nice, you just have to be polite, because being nice will actually just be like people walking all over you and making you do things which you don't want to, because you're just being nice and like keeping everyone's peace. So don't do that, just be polite, not nice, okay? Lesson number 3, people pleasing will only hurt you. Now we do people pleasing, so thinking like everyone will like me, and maybe if I do the same, they will be doing the same for me. Wrong. People don't do that, okay? People pleasing will only hurt you, because when you're doing people pleasing, you are constantly overthinking your every decision. You're analyzing, what would this person want of me? What are they expecting me to do? How are they expecting me to respond? What can I do so they will like me? You're constantly in that overthinking loop. But what this does is actually leaves you at the people's mercy, which means they have the power all over you. That is not good, because when people leave, because trust me, they do. So when they are done and they're just like done, you're people pleasing, and yeah, they're all good. And then when they leave, you are actually empty and you are just hurt at the end. And guess what? The right people will never, and I mean never, make you feel like you're not good enough, or make you feel or behave a certain way for you to like them. They will actually love you for who you are. Lesson number 4: being alone does not mean that you're lonely. People often think that when you're alone, you're sad, you're depressed. Being lonely has nothing to do with being alone. Because guess what? You can be in a room full of people and you can still feel lonely. And you can be all by yourself and you can be alone and you can still feel fulfilled. Because guess what? Being alone is good. In that way, you get to spend time with yourself, and you get to love yourself. You get to completely understand who you really are. And you know what? When we're feeling lonely, we are like, maybe if I go to that party, I won't feel lonely. Maybe if I just go out, find more friends, I won't feel lonely. Maybe if I just go and get some more networking, I won't feel lonely. No. Now, don't get me wrong. That is really important to make friends and all of that. But that will not fix your problem, because guess what? Nobody can fulfill what you feel inside, the loneliness you feel inside. No external people or things can feel that. Only you can do that for yourself. So until you are actually okay being in your solitude and feeling fulfilled and happy, you will never ever feel fulfilled in no matter how many people you surround yourself with. You will never feel that fulfillment until you're okay with being all by yourself and being happy in your solitude. Lesson number 5: never ever lower your standards for anybody. Now this is especially for my girlies, because guess what? Let that be a friendship, let that be a relationship. We let two things slide which we are not really okay with just because we like a person. Now I have learned this a very hard way, that nobody, and I mean not a single person, is worth to lower your standards from. Because guess what? The people who actually deserve you, the people who actually love you for who you are, and the people who are actually meant for you, they will never make you actually lower your standards. They will not only match your standards, they will go up and raise the bar even high. Because guess what? They are the people who are actually meant for you. They see you for who you are. And now if somebody tells you to lower your standards for, and they're like, you know what, maybe you're just expecting too much, tell them bye-bye. Because guess what? Not just in a materialistic sense, but how they show up for you, how they love you, how they treat you. Do they treat you with kindness? Do they treat you like you deserve? All of these things matter, and those should be your standards, and your standards should be non-negotiable. And you guys, maybe some people make you feel like maybe you're asking for too much. They're not worth it. I'm telling you right now, they are not worth it. Let me tell you, having standards does not mean that you're being difficult. It actually makes you self-aware. It means that you know your worth, you know what you deserve, and you stand on business. Because guess what? Your standards should be non-negotiable, guys, okay? It makes you self-aware, and that is really, really powerful. So definitely know your worth and never ever sacrifice your standards for anybody ever again, okay? You deserve the world, and I just want to say that I love you. Lesson number 6: hate, bullying is just projection. Now we all have been hated on, bullied, trolled all over, on internet as well as in real life, and that of course hurts us, and of course that is totally valid. But guess what? The people who are hating you, trolling you, making you feel bad about themselves, and actually bullying you are simply projecting on you. It's not personal. It is not you. It is them. It is them being insecure and projecting their insecurities on us to make themselves good, feel good about themselves. Because guess what? The people who are actually secure, they don't have time to do this. The people who are secure in themselves, they do not take time from their day to go on and make someone else feel bad about themselves. They are actually busy living their own life and thriving in their own life. But the people who are insecure, they just thrive off this, making people feel bad about themselves. It just infuriates that ego they have, inflates the ego they have. And I actually pity the people who are hating and trolling others like bestie, may you heal from all of your insecurities. But yeah, next time someone bullies you, just simply think it's not you, because trust me, it is really not you, it's them. They are just simply projecting and it is nothing personal. So yeah, don't feel bad about it and just let it go and pity them, and just may you heal from all of your traumas. Lesson number 7, choosing yourself never makes you selfish. Now in our society, especially women are brought up in such a way that choosing ourselves just feels guilty for some reason. Let that be your work, your choices, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to do, even just standing up for yourself, you're just made to feel guilty. Like, women are like guilt tripped very, very often just because they choose themselves over other people. Nobody else has lived your life the way you have. Other people just have the experiences of you. They don't know you 100%. Only you have lived your life fully. Only you know yourself the 100% and nobody else does. So the only opinion that matters is yours, because guess what? Other people just have some experiences with you and then they decide what kind of person you are. But that is not true, because only you have been with yourself throughout your life. Like literally, only you have been with yourself throughout the second you were born. You are there for you. So only you know what is good for you. So always remember, you should do things which serve you and the things which actually give you joy. And just doing things for yourself does not make you selfish. That makes you self-loving. And that means you might disappoint some people, and you just have to be okay with being disappointed by others, because guess what? It is okay. It is totally fine to disappoint other people, but what not okay is that you shouldn't be disappointing yourself, because you owe that to yourself. You owe that to yourself to treat yourself with kindness. Lesson number 8, walk away on the first sign of disrespect. People who disrespect you once will disrespect you again. And the people who truly love you, the people who respect you and truly care for you, will never have the audacity to disrespect you in the first place. Let that sink in. So now that we have let that sink in, I just want to elaborate a little bit more. Let that be a friend, let that be a partner, let that be a parent, let that be a teacher, a relative, anybody who disrespects you. That is what they truly feel about you deep down. Now, of course, on the small things, you should communicate, like, hey, you disrespected me in this way, and I would really appreciate that you keep that in mind from now on, and I would really appreciate if you don't do that, and all of that. You should communicate. And if they do it again, bye-bye. You don't keep them in your life. But on the big things like yelling at you, cussing at you, using bad words, shouting at you, belittling you, any of that, you don't tolerate. I don't care how long you have known them. I don't care if you have known them from your birth. I don't know. I don't care who they are. You cut them right off, because they do not deserve to be in your life, and you do not be treated in that way. I don't care who they are. You cut them right off. You be cutthroat and you cut them off from your life right away, because guess what? Your self-respect and your standards should be non-negotiable, and you should be self-aware, and you should be knowing like what you deserve and you don't deserve all of that. And you should be always choosing yourself. No matter who they are, it might hurt you, but it is good for you, and you should be always treating yourself with kindness first. Lesson number 9, consistency over perfectionism. Now, as a perfectionist myself, this is one of the hardest lessons for me to implement in my real life, and of course I'm working on it. So basically, we all have heard that consistency or perfectionism, and that seems like a very generic answer, and just like a generic life lesson everybody tells us, but that is actually very, very important, because we are humans. We have some good days, some bad days, and we are not robots, which means we cannot show up 100% every single day, and that is okay. Yes, perfectionism is good and it is needed to do the things we want to do better, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't hold you back, because guess what? You don't need to wait for like 10 a.m. to start studying. You can start studying at 9:55, 9:43. That doesn't matter. You don't need a whole hour to do workout. Even if you just have 20 minutes, you can still work out in that. And you don't need to wait till New Year's to change yourself. You can just start today. Yes, I'm calling out you and myself as well, because I know we all do that, but we don't need that. Because guess what? Perfectionism will hold you back if you let it. Perfectionism should not hold you back. It actually should help you. And being consistent or being perfect is far better, because consistency will get you far further in life than perfectionism ever will. Lesson number 10. You will make lots of mistakes, and that's okay. Everyone's life is unique. Their choices, their opinions, their lifestyle, their morals, their experiences, every single thing is unique to every single person. And we all are on earth for the first time, which means we all are living life for the first time, which means nobody knows what they're talking about. We are constantly evolving and figuring out life as we go. Only you have been with yourself and experienced your life 100%, which means only you know what's good for you. And as a perfectionist, this is really hard for me in real life, that accepting that we make mistakes, but that's okay, because we are not perfect, we are humans. And the more mistakes you make, the more life knowledge you get, the more wisdom you get, the more mistakes you make. So go out there and make as many mistakes as you can, because that's the only way to learn. In my opinion, a person who does not make any mistakes has far more less life's knowledge than a person who does make mistakes and actually learns from them, of course. But yeah, life's experiences and life's wisdoms comes by making mistakes. So you are not stupid for making mistakes, and don't ever hold resentment for yourself. Don't ever blame yourself for making mistakes, because that's just way we are figuring out life, and that's the way of living your life. Lesson number 11. Don't be afraid to disappoint people. Now, as people pleasers, this just hits different, because as people pleasers, we don't want to disappoint anybody, and we want to just make everybody like us. But guess what? That is never going to happen. You are going to disappoint people. Now, disappointing people is a really hard thing to accept, but if you want to love yourself and if you want to do what's right for you, you just have to be okay with disappointing people. Let that be your friend, your partner, your teacher, your parent, anybody and everybody. You just have to do what's right for you, and there is nothing wrong. Everybody is entitled to have their own opinion. Everybody is entitled to have their own values. So are you, which means you should do what's good for you and what actually serves you. And only person who knows what's good for you is yourself. So don't be ever afraid to disappoint people, because you cannot please everybody. You are going to be bad in someone else's story, and that's fine. You just have to be good in your own story. Lesson number 12. You don't have to have it figured out all at once. Now, loves, listen. We all have been hearing, and we all have this pressure from everybody around us, especially when you're teenagers and you're turning 18 and 20, and you're just your early 20s and just your teenage years, and you just have this pressure from the society, from your parents, from your teachers, from your friends, from even social media, that you just have it all figured out. You don't. As I said, we all are living life for the first time, and everybody's life journey is unique to them. Their path is different, and that's okay. Which means you don't have to have it all figured out. Now look, I make videos about that, okay? I make videos about being ambitious, and there is nothing wrong in being ambitious. I make videos about that as well. But what is not okay, that you pressuring yourself that you just have to have it figured out all at once. Right now, you should know everything. Your life's purpose, what you're supposed to do, what should be your long-term goal, what should be your this year's goals, and what should be you just have to have it all figured out. No, you don't. Because guess what? You are living your life how you're supposed to be, and you are figuring out what you like, you're understanding yourself, and that does not have to be a deadline. There is no certain deadline that by the year 20 you should know what's your life purpose. No, you may find that out on 14, you might find out on 30. That's fine. You should try out new things. You should try out everything. You should read books. You should go through people's experiences. You should learn from others. You should listen. You should try to understand yourself and everything. You should do all of those things. But what is not okay, that you put pressure on yourself and you blame yourself that you don't have it figured out, and just you belittling yourself. That is not okay. You don't have to have it all figured out. You will figure out when you're meant to figure out. You just have to try out new things and give yourself the time and be kinder to yourself. And yeah, that's it. Lesson number 13. If something doesn't work out, it simply means it wasn't meant for you. Do you ever give 110% to something? Let that be an exam, let that be a project, let that be a person or anything in your life. You just give everything you have to offer and still doesn't work out, which means at the end you're left thinking that you're not worth it, you're not enough, you don't deserve those things. You are left thinking that, but trust me, that's not true. If something doesn't work out even after you give everything to it, it simply means it wasn't meant for you. It was just meant as a life lesson. And I know at that time it just feels like it's the end of the world, but trust me, it is not. You just need to have faith in yourself. You just believe in yourself and know that you deserve the world. Know that you're enough. Know that you're more than enough. Know that you're loved, and know that you're seen, and know that you deserve nothing but the world. Lesson number 14, mastering detachment will change your life. Now this, when I tell you, I learned about this, my life has changed. Now I'm still working on mastering detachment, but when I learned the importance of detachment, oh my god, my life has changed. Now, first of all, never ever attach your worth to anything that it has power over you. Now we are humans, which means we are prone to attachment. We live off attachment. That's what makes us human. That is a good thing. But the attachment should be never to an extent that it makes you doubt yourself and it makes you question your worth, because that is not good. Now let me explain what detachment actually is. Detachment is, I could want something but I don't need it. Let that sink in. I could want something but I don't need it. Now detachment is basically, it is never, okay? First of all, people get confused when people say I'm detached and people think they stop caring. No, detachment is not about stopping to care. Detachment is actually you show up, you do your thing, you give your best without obsessing over the outcomes, without obsessing over the validation. Detachment gives you the peace that whatever is meant for you will never actually make you lose yourself. Lesson number 15, actions define what actually people feel about you. Now, everyone is thriving off of trust. We are humans, we do that. We believe what people say. But if their actions are not matching their words, it's called manipulation. And we all have been there, okay? I'm not blaming you for that. But if a person is not matching their words, I don't care who they are. I don't care how much you love them. I don't care who they are or how long you have been there with them. They need to go, because if a person has the audacity to disrespect you and manipulate, of course, that means they don't love you. No matter how much they say they love you, they do not love you. They do not care about you, because the people who care about you will never ever manipulate you. Now, you need to respect yourself enough to cut off the people who disrespect you and manipulate you. And I know our heart is like, maybe let's just give them one chance, they will change. No, they will not change. If they learn that you tolerate that behavior and their actions have no consequences, they are going to continue to treat that way. You should respect yourself enough to let go and know that you don't deserve that treatment, and you need to cut them right off, because guess what? A people and people's actions will always speak louder than their words. Lesson number 16. Your self-worth does not depend on your achievements. Now, everyone around us and even ourselves, we continue to put our self-worth on external achievements and external things. And even when we are growing up, we are conditioned to like put our self-worth on things like our marks, our career and whatnot. But that is not true, because life is unpredictable, which means external things and come and go. So you don't have to be, and you don't need to be under their mercy, because they will come and go. And if they go, then what? Then is your self-worth all gone? That's just not fair to you. So only thing your self-worth you should be placing on is yourself. Because even when we are growing up, we are treated very differently depending on our marks. Now I will give you an example. For example, there are two toppers, okay? First, there's a topper who has gotten like great marks. They're always first in their class, and their friends, their family, their teachers, everybody puts their self-worth, and even themselves, they put their self-worth on those marks and that academic validation. But the moment they get low marks, they start to self-doubt and they start to question themselves, like, am I enough and whatnot. They start to doubt themselves, and even the external people and people around them start to like make them feel bad about themselves, and just start to question their worth. And now there is a second type of topper. For example, they're also always first in the class, but for some reason they get low marks in their exam. Now this topper, they are thinking like, it's okay, I got low marks than every other exam. That's okay, because I got to learn that, okay, I'm weak in these subjects, or like weak in these areas, I can improve that. And this was actually a learning opportunity that I got to learn that I'm weak here, so I will improve it in the next text. And I'm actually very proud of myself for whatever marks I got, because I know I studied my all, and I'm proud of myself regardless of the marks I got. See the difference? It shows that you shouldn't be putting your self-worth because on external things, as I've shown you in that two example. Those things can come and go, so you should be proud of yourself for whatever you're doing, regardless of your achievements, because they don't define who you are. And never ever let anybody or anything bring you down. Lesson number 17, be loud and take up as much space as you need. Now, never ever be afraid of being too much or being too loud, or taking up space, because you're not. This is especially for my girlies. Be freaking intimidating, and never ever dim your light to comfort other people. Never ever dim your light to comfort others. Let that sink in. Especially women are always shamed for being too passionate, talking about the things you love, being excited, or just being themselves. You don't have to be like that, okay? You don't have to be ashamed of being yourself. The people who actually make you feel like you're being too much, or like taking up too much space, or being like too loud, they are not your people. Because the people who are right for you, who are your people, they will be your biggest hype and cheerleaders, and they will hype you up all the time, and they will they will just be yourself, like make you be yourself, and they will never ever make you feel like you're too much, because you are not, okay? Trust me, you are never too much, okay? You just are not surrounded by right people, and you should actually own being yourself. You should actually own being passionate, and you should just own yourself, okay? And you should own being passionate about something, excited about something, because you should own your own choices, okay? And whenever people make you feel like you're too much, tell them bye-bye, they can go find less, because you should not ever dim your light. So if you ever feel like you're too much, just remember that you're not. And actually being yourself is a blessing to people, and that is very rare, so own it, okay? And lastly, lesson number 18, your body and your appearance are the least important and interesting things about you. That's right. Everywhere around us, on social media, in the movies, in our society, everything and everywhere, we are actually made us feel, and we are like marketed to us that our body and our appearances are like the most important and interesting things about us. Trust me, it is not. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't dress up or you shouldn't take care of yourself. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm all about that, and you should be dressing up, but for yourself. And that should be the least important and interesting things about you, because guess what? You have so much more to offer. You are smart, you are passionate, you have so many hobbies, you have so much wisdom to offer, you have so much more than to offer than just your appearance and your body. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about trying out new things and being a diva, and honestly own being a diva, but that should be the least interesting thing about you, okay? Because look, you're hilarious, you're resilient, you're passionate, you dream big, you love hard, you're kind, you're honest, you're ambitious, and you are so much more than that. And you light up the rooms you go into. So your appearance, it's just a cover up, but you, my dear, you are the whole goddamn story. So guys, these were the 18 lessons I learned throughout 18 years, and actually I had so much more, but these were like the core ones. And I know this video was like a sit down, very chatty video, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode of our The Becoming Diaries. So let me know in the comment section below what was your favorite lesson, and also if you have any more lessons, definitely share that in the comments so everybody can learn from everybody. And we are all about helping each other up, hyping each other up. So yeah, definitely don't forget to comment your thoughts in the comment down below. And I hope you enjoyed this first episode of The Becoming Diaries. I'm really happy that you stayed till the end, and if you are staying till the end, I love you so much. So thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate you. So this is it for today's episode, and all I want to say is that you are enough and you are worthy, and I love you so much. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I will see you very soon in the second episode of The Becoming Diaries. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care, bye bye, and I love you so much. Bye.